1820s really was a transportation revolution. You had to travel from North Carolina to Ohio. It was incredibly laborious and arduous journey that would take days and days. You didn't know if you would get sick along the way, if you would die along the way. That transportation really is inextricably linked to the development of our nation.
Ohio in the early 1800s was an agricultural state. The markets for Ohio's farm produce were not in Ohio, they were on the East Coast. How do you get there? How much of your wheat or your corn or your flour can you get onto a wagon and then travel 700 miles across the mountains to New York or Philadelphia? It's inefficient.
In order for Ohioans to prosper, it became clear to many politicians they needed more reliable water transportation to get people and goods to where they wanted to go.
In 1818, Ohio's 7th governor, Ethan Brown, called for better transportation infrastructure in order to open new trade markets. On July 4th, 1825, the state of Ohio symbolically launched its canal building program with a groundbreaking ceremony at Licking Summit, just south of Newark, Ohio.
Governor DeWitt Clinton of New York, the architect of New York's very successful canal project, comes to Ohio with Jeremiah Morrow, the governor of Ohio. They turn the first spadefuls of earth to symbolically begin construction of the Ohio Canal. This was a momentous occasion here because this was about to revolutionize transportation and infrastructure in Ohio. People established businesses along the canals, and so a lot of towns were founded at points where a road or a turnpike crossed the canal. The canals as a mode of transportation had some disadvantages. The amount of debt that the state of Ohio has taken on and how long it's going to take to pay that back with tax dollars. There's criticism of annual maintenance costs and criticism also of the mismanagement of the canals by the Canal Commission. At this point, the railroads are coming in and people are very excited about the railroads. The railroad's going to revolutionize everything, not just the economy, but culture, society. It was really easy to start a railroad project in the 1850s in Ohio. You needed a charter from the legislature, but that was pretty easy to get. And you needed finance. So a lot of money was invested in railroad projects. That said, nobody was really watching what you were doing with this money. In some cases, not a single mile of track was built.
From 1800 to 1850, Ohio's population grew from about 40,000 people to nearly 2 million people. By the 1830s, all of the need to build these canals and railroads had put the state in considerable debt. And so paying off that debt was becoming a great concern for many Ohioans. So there's a lot of change that takes place. And by the 1840s, many Ohioans are feeling as if the 1802 Constitution needs to be updated for the times.
So in the 1851 Constitution, state debt is limited to $750,000. And the state in the Constitution also limited the ability of the state to grant exclusive privileges towards the creation of private companies, including railroad companies.
The 1851 Constitution in this room highlights the desire for there to be both rights for citizens that are protected, but also responsibilities to citizens and the government to act in a responsible way, to make sound decisions that will empower people, but also not ultimately infringe the state and limit its ability to meet future needs.